Hello guys, welcome back to our channel for data analysis. My name is Sam, the data analyst, and I'm hoping that you guys have had a good week. It is about a week since we had our last video, and with good cause, of course. First of all, we know that the IEBC were putting together the whole list of the registered voters, and I wanted to take a step back instead of using the wrong data for us to do now our analysis. And now that all the data is in, we do not expect that register to be tampered with in any way, so we can use this to see how and where we are. And today we are just going to do a very simple thing. We are going to look at the register. We are going to scrutinize it a bit and see where we are as a country, which are the counties to go for when you are looking for those votes. So you will allow me to share the screen so that we can move forward. Okay, so as you can see, that is the list for the counties. Yes, these are the counties. And what I've done is that I've given you two figures. One of them here that you can see, this is a table showing the number of registered voters as per county. So this is the voter register 2022. The previous videos we have been using the other register that was for 2017. Also, what I would want you also to note before we even go further is that in this register, there are two sets of players that I have omitted. I've omitted those who are in prisons, and I've omitted the diaspora vote. It is not that huge for it to affect our discussions, but I also feel like it is too shaky to rely on. For one, all the people who are registered in the diaspora, we are not sure whether they are going to vote. For good reason, because those centers are too far wide. Again, for those who are in the regions, let's say in prisons, again, you're not sure whether they'll still be in prison when they are voting or they have already left. So I chose to omit those two. But without further ado, let's just see what we can pick up in the register. So for one, and as you can see, the three main counties that have the most votes are Nairobi City, and again Nairobi to me is too skewed because they have taken it as one block, and if you look at it, it's so huge. So to me, Nairobi is top, but to me it doesn't give us the right figures when you look at its 2.4 million voters. But you can see Kiambu with 1.2 million votes, and Nakuru. That makes the top three counties that have over 1 million voters. So from this data here, what you can see is now how much of a capacity one area is when you compare them, because you can see Nairobi is so huge. If I click there, you see this Nairobi peke yake. You can even see now with Power BI, I'm able now to get a table for Nairobi alone. So again, I can move from that and say that instead of that, let me click on Kiambu. So again, you can see Kiambu with 1.275 million votes. So if I can even try and get the top 5, let me see if I can do that. Maybe let's say the ones who have more than what? More than 1 million votes. This one is able to now even to sieve them so that you can see which counties really have the numbers. Allow me to remove that Kiambu there so that it can be more clear. Good, like that. So you can see Kiambu is at 1.28 million, and Nakuru is, so you can see around the top 10, and if I can list them, it's Nairobi, Kiambu, Nakuru, Kakamega, Meru, Machakos, Bungoma, Mombasa, Kisii, Murang'a, wow, Kisumu and Kilifi. So those are the major players to me in terms of where you can really make up the ground where you have been failing. For example, if you can look at it, how UDA have suffered since Azimio went with Martha. To me, if they wanted to make up the ground, these are the regions that they are supposed to concentrate on. And from these figures, you can still see why Azimio is still camping in Meru. Where is Meru? Meru is in the top what? Top 5 with 772. You can tell because these are very undecided votes and they are up for grabs. Sorry for the people from Meru if you find that intimidating. But that is an end where we needed to follow. Now, a bit quickly, I would want us to go, instead of now looking at the county, let us look at the constituencies. And when you look at the constituency, you'll find that it will surprise you that the biggest constituency with the most votes is Ruiru. Can you imagine? Nobody would have called that. So when now you move away from Nairobi as a block and you look at areas in the constituency level, this one can also help those people who are campaigning to know which end to go for. And to me, you look at Ruiru and you look at how the area covered by Ruiru, I say that is a very huge niche for the likes of Ruto and Gachagua to go hunting for votes. Then what is supposed to be notable is how many constituencies in Nairobi that are represented in the around top 10, because this one I've seen top 10. That those are the constituencies with about 140,000 voters and above. So when you look at it, you can find Starehe here, you'll find Embakasi, you'll find Westlands, you'll find Dagoretti North, then which other, Kasarani still falls there, Embakasi East and Roysambu. And to me, this represent 1.1 million voters, and these are areas that are people who are competing and people who are trying to make up some grounds can target. So when you look at it like that, there's another area, especially because I've seen that UDA feel like I've seen they are concentrated so much on Central Province. And if I were them, I would, instead of just focusing on the whole of Central, I would have gone for these two, Thika Town and Ruiru. And not saying that the others are not important, but to me, if I were them, I would try as much as possible to get at least 90% of the voters in this area. And they can even influence and persuade other people who are not within those two localities to still go, because as you can see, some of these political it's more of a wave. When you look at Martha Karua and the way that she has taken up, it is just, you can call it a wave. And the one way that you're going to ensure that you can kill this wave is also come up with a counter. So when I look at it like that, I can typically say that they can really garner some more votes if they were very keen in what they are going for. Again, even look at Naivasha. And Naivasha is a stronghold for the Kikuyu vote, if you can put it like so. These are votes that can be well garnered. So using Power BI and using data, you can see that we can really make good deductions and target the right places. And as you can see, to me, Azimio has been very strategic. I can say their campaigns, if you can look at Raila and you compare the previous 5 times that he has run, this time round I think he's a bit serious in his campaign. And he is very strategic, and I think that UDA should not underestimate where this country is heading if they are about to, unless they are ready to concede defeat even before we get to the August 9th voting process. So I think that is that. I don't think we need to really see which is the which area has the least people, but maybe for those people who feel like they would want to know the area or the constituency that has the least number of voters, there you go. Lafi. I think most of, you can say around 99% of the Kenyans do not even know where that is. Also, Turkana East has only 20,000 and Lamu East has 20. Isiolo, so you can see even the areas of northeastern, they are represented here. And as I wind up, if I was to go even per county, I know some of you would want to know the county that has the least number of voters, so that when you see your aspirant going there, just know that it is out of what do you call it, love for the area, not because of the votes. So Lamu is there with 81,000 registered voters. But generally, I think that is that. I think I can end that there. Today was just to preempt how the register looks like and to see where the battle is going to be won. Because if you are keen about these ones, when the voting has already ended and the votes start trickling in, you know the areas that you can focus on. Because the last time we had an election and then we had the votes coming from the Rakanithi, if such numbers were there, maybe it would not have come as a surprise, or maybe the figures that were taken from there would have really been taken into more scrutiny for those people who feel like those votes were never there from the first place. So I want to end it there. I'm hoping that you're learning something in terms of the Kenyan voter register. And soon now we are going to go into county level, we are going to constituency level, and trying to deduce who is about to take over. Because with data, you can do anything. I mean, you can come here and say, what if you give Azimio the whole of Nairobi? What if you give them the whole of Meru? What if you give them the whole of Bungoma? And as you can see, as I mark them, let me mark also Nairobi. You can see their tally is come, and even if you can look at that and give them around 80%, you are able to come up with better figures. So I'm sorry if you did not get that one. So I was saying that, like this one, if I give Azimio Nairobi, I give them Meru, I give them Bungoma, I give them Mombasa, you can see the stronghold areas, and the more I select them, the more you see their figures tally here. So there's a lot that you can do with the data. I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy the journey together and you're going to love the game of numbers. So God bless you so much. Do have a wonderful evening. Hoping to see you maybe tomorrow or on Wednesday. Otherwise, God bless you so much. Cheers. God bless you. I'll end the video there.